Now, do you have a friend or family member whose child could be the next big thing? Well, it takes a lot more than just a little bit of talent, and here to tell us the secrets for up-and-coming songwriters and performers is music industry executive and coach Judy Stakee. How are you, Judy?
I'm good. How are you, Ryan?
Very well. Thanks for joining us all the way from Los Angeles, California. What is the biggest mistake that parents make when trying to push their children forward in the music industry?
I would say the biggest mistake is doing it too early, is pushing the child out there before they're ready to go.
Okay, and so say what's the correct age to start?
Well, I don't think it's ever too young to start the launch of obtaining the career. So you can start them as young as 6 or 7 years old, and playing an instrument and singing lessons and writing stories, because those are the three things you really do need in writing songs. You need to have a voice. You need to know what you want to say, and to play an instrument is always such a beneficial thing for a child when they want to be a songwriter.
Now, you've been able to take some people's careers from almost nothing to something, first being Jordan Higgins, who was your assistant, and you kind of launched his career to release his first song, correct?
Yes, Jordan actually was the first recipient of my mentorship program. He was a senior at UCLA and came and interned for me for a year, which means, he worked for free, but he took all my workshops and got guidance, 24 hours a day practically. And then became my assistant when he graduated. And then after about a year or so, I started managing him and stopped working for me, so he could produce and songwrite full time. And during that whole period, he learned how to co-write. He learned how to really produce demos from scratch. And then this last year, he got his first cut, which will be coming out this year, on Sabrina Carpenter, who's she's the star of Girl Meets World on
Very
Disney.
cool.
Yeah.
And then you've also worked with Sheryl Crow. We have a couple of photos of you and her. What are some of the biggest key success factors for both Sheryl Crow, and I know that you've also worked with Katy Perry. So those two artists specifically, what have they done right that other people can learn from?
Well, they both went through huge transformations. It was Sheryl, she went from a backup singer to a star. And so for that period, she really had to figure out what she wanted to say. And it was the same with Katy Perry. She went through, a couple of record deals and so forth. But until she really figured out what she wanted to say from her perspective, nothing, that's when everything started, actually. Because Sheryl was great at singing other people's songs. I mean, she can sing the phone book practically. But when it came to her own stuff, it was just about guiding them and letting them have the space to be able to say whatever they wanted to say, to figure it out.
So it's all about finding your own voice, and our viewers will be able to do just that in your new book, Songwriters Survival Guide. Tell us real quickly about the book.
Well, I wrote it for actually a 16-year-old and their parents. When the 16-year-old says, I would like to be a songwriter or an artist for my career. And so these are steps that you can put in place that will help you achieve what you want to achieve. Like you have to have a winning attitude. You have to obviously write songs. You have to demo those songs. You have to protect the songs. You have to know how to go and have a great meeting, how to take a meeting with an executive when you get to that point. So there are many steps that you have to put in place.
All right, Judy, thanks so much. And of course, you can learn more information at her website, judystakee.com. Thanks so much for coming on the show. We'll have to have you on again and chat a little bit more. But